All right, welcome back to another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at Hasbro's Marvel Legends X-Men Wolverine. Now, this figure here does not come with a whole lot of accessories, so let's just hurry up and get out of the way and take a quick look at the one accessory that this Wolverine comes with. All right, so this Wolverine comes with an alternate head. It's kind of a screaming face head. It's actually very nicely done. I believe this comes from already a head sculpt from a different Wolverine San Diego Comic-Con, maybe. If I'm incorrect, leave it in the comments down below. I'm not sure, but this is actually a really good head sculpt in my opinion, as far as looking like the comic book Wolverine. Very well done. I'm very happy with it, and I will show this on the actual figure in a little bit. So let's get into taking a look at the actual figure itself. All right, so this Wolverine here is the newer Wolverine to the X-Men. It's the same old Wolverine. It's just the fact that he had died and he's been resurrected. That's why his claws are heated. That's why you have the red and the slight yellow at the top on the claws themselves. And I'll go over that here in a quick second. But just really quick, let's take a look at this head sculpt. I like this head sculpt. This is probably reused from another figure as well, but I like it. It looks really good. Very reminiscent of the actual comic book, not the 90s cartoon, but the actual comic. And I like it a lot. I like the way the paint came out. I like this, the black with the blue and the yellow. Blue on the hands, moving down, you got the blue on the thighs. The uniform's mostly yellow. You got the tiger stripes and the yellow on the side. And then down to his boots, you have the black and the blue, with the black coming down, which is cool. Because I mean, you know, we've seen his yellow and all blue, you know, his yellow and blue, and then we've seen his brown and yellow, and now we have this black, blue, and yellow, which is actually, I like it. I like it a lot. Now, getting into the articulation of this figure, I mean, he's got a great range when it comes to looking up. Looking down, he has some great range. His head can tilt side to side, and it can turn side to side as well. His arms can move out only that far. Now these do not hinder. They're actually plugged in to the actual shoulder. See, there's a porthole there. I mean, you could probably remove them if you wanted to. You'll see the hole, but big deal if you wanted to remove them. It'd probably make the figure look pretty cool. I have not tried doing that, and I'm not going to do that here on camera. He does have a butterfly hinge in the shoulder, which is very nice, so you can get that cross chest movement. And then you have his double jointed elbows, and that's about as far a range you're going to get with this muscle that he has here on the arm. No forearm swivel. He does have the bicep swivel, and he does have the wrist swivel, and then he has his wrist bend. Moving down to the waist, he has no upper torso and then waist down here. He just has his ab crunch, which is very well very nice going forward and very nice going backwards. And then he has his waist swivel. The belt moves, so you can actually move this in and out of the way. I like the way that they did the X-Men logo on there. Very nicely done with the blue belt going across, around his waist. You know, it gave it a little bit of a smoother texture, not so much of the leathery texture like they normally do. Moving down to the actual legs. Now his legs, they can move out thus far. They can move forward this far. He can kick back this far. You have the upper thigh swivel, and then you have his double jointed knees, and then moving down to the boot swivel, which is really nice because it's inside the boot. It's not on the boot itself, so I like that a lot. And then moving down to his actual ankle articulation, his foot can actually move back that far. It can pivot forward this far, and then of course, you know, the crazy ankle tilt that these figures come with. Now I'm going to try and pose this guy a little bit for you guys to see as I talk about him. Now this guy here, like I was saying in the beginning, he was resurrected. I don't know if you guys have read the comics, but he was encased in adamantium, and that's how they killed him. And then he was resurrected. When he came back to life, he had he had his fiery hot adamantium claws, which then later on in the comic, they were gone. Well, the reason why they were gone was because he was on Krakoa, I think that was the name of the place, and you know, he died again along with Cyclops, and when he was resurrected on Krakoa, he was resurrected the right way, the way, you know, Logan always has and always will be when he is alive. So yeah, that's why he doesn't have the claws anymore, as far as he did. So yeah, that's that. So there's a little pose right there, not too shabby. Let me give him a little bit more of a turn. You have, you know, his posing is limited because of course they made him a little limited with his articulation. So yeah, you're gonna have that. Let me see if I can put him into a decent walk, which I'm trying to do here, trying to keep him in camera. All right, let's get this arm going across here. I just want to do a little bit. I don't really do like I did with Goku Black. I did a little bit of the posing with him, and actually, you know, he falls into place. This guy is, you can pose him, and he will pose for you. It just takes a little bit because, like I said, he's limited. So when you have that limited posing, it can be a little difficult. I guess that would be, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to keep you guys here all day with this, but yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, that's kind of a swanky walk right there with him, right? Let me get his head up a little bit, maybe. Tip his head. Get his head up here a little bit. Try and get him to, oh, I'm losing it. Trying to get him to show up here a little bit on the walk. Well, let's see. Come on now, balance out, balance out. See, you move him and you lose that balancing point, and then you lose. But you can get him to do a walk, and I'm struggling here with it now. And I don't want to keep you guys, like I said, on just this one thing. Legs too far in, too much, too little, too whatever at this point in time. Maybe it's just because I'm trying to, here, I'll just hold him. Oop. I'm just knocking everything around. There you go. Give me a second, hold on, I'll get him steady for you. All right, there you guys go. I got him in kind of a, you know, deep walk there, which isn't bad at all. Give me a second, I'll put him in another pose with the alternate head, and that way I'm not trying to do it on camera and wasting the time. That way you guys can see him getting posed out. Don't worry, I won't do no montage of different poses. I'll just pose him, say here you go, and then I'll do a quick another one, and then I'll end the review. Here's that famous one where he's got the claws holding up in front of his face. It's nice, not bad. Now here's that one, that famous one, you know, where he's always kind of jumping, where you have him going through. So that's cool. You can get him in some of these really cool poses. So let me just do a couple more and then we'll move on. Here he is in that cross arm pose. You know, you see him a lot, kind of where his, you know, he's got one arm up, one arm underneath. So you can get him into these poses even with that limited articulation. And just to point out, right here with this shoulder, you can move that up to close up that gap. Yeah, so not bad, not bad. Couple more, and then we'll do a comparison with one figure that I have out, and then I'll end this, I promise. All right, so last one with this. So you can see he's, you know, you have to break the sculpt a little bit on his legs to get him in a little bit more of a deeper pose, right? So because it is, like I said, limited, let me see if I can do this one. It's always an issue with that limited articulation, and you don't really want to kind of cheat it, because like I said, with, you know, you look at the head, you know, with the head, that can only move so far, so much, to get, and my arm doesn't want to seem to kind of want to straighten out. Even if I do kind of turn it, I want to turn, you know, turn him this way into these deep type of stances. You still have, see, it takes time to do. That's why I'm saying it's a little harder with this guy to get him into this, to some of these, while I'm trying to do it on camera for you guys so you guys can actually see it live. But okay, I mean, there you go. There's a bit of, you know, that Wolverine rage. And as far as just really quick, let me see if I can actually do this. As far as trying to keep him, like, you know, because Wolverine's a martial artist, right? And this is my problem with when you do a figure like this with the limited articulation when it comes to the feet. His legs only open that far, so they're not really opening. Let me bring this out a little bit. Okay, so you have, like I said, it's just it's difficult to do. I'm not saying you can't do it, you can, but it's not going to look as nice as it would if he had a little bit more range in that leg. So you got to kind of turn the leg over, kind of crunch him down a little more. You're only going to get that far, so it's kind of silly. You don't want him way back out like this. He's got to crunch in for that balance. He just doesn't have that outward part to get that range, to get that leg up there. I mean, so yeah, he kind of looks kind of sloppy like that with that knee like that, but doesn't mean you can't get him into some cool poses. Like I said before, you know, you can have him jumping, you know, doing that famous, you know, you can only get, like I said, these arms and stuff out that far. So I mean, you can have him trying to remember off the top of my head, that famous Wolverine jump with his claws out. Now, I don't know if it's because of the head sculpt. To me, it doesn't look right, but I guess more of this, I guess, is as far as I'm going to get with this guy here. But yeah, you can get him with the angry face on here like this with the claws, and the claws aren't bent. That's the other cool thing. Let me point that out. The other cool thing is that these aren't all bent up like normal when you buy a Wolverine figure. So they actually did a good job when they packaged this guy. If you wanted to pop these off, since I'm here, this one doesn't. Yep, you can pop them off. You'll have a hole in the shoulder, but yet there you go. And that's going to give you a little bit more range, not too much more range without that on there, but yeah, you can have Logan coming across, slashing, and throwing out this punch. I mean, there you go. He's doing that leap across the air. Yeah, so there you go. And that's just to show without this on here that you can actually take this off, and then just to pop it back on, you just pop it in where it goes. And that is that for that. As long as I'm putting it on the right way, which I don't think I am. I think it goes this way. Yeah, yep. It'll pop right in there if you put it on the right way. So yeah, give me a second. Let me get him and we'll do a quick comparison. Here's how Wolverine compares to the SH Figure Arts Goku Black. Now this is the only figure that I have out right now to do a comparison with, so I apologize, but that's all I have out at this time. But as you can see, he can fit with the SH Figure Arts line, and you already know he could probably fit with the G.I. Joe Classifieds, and we all know he goes with the Marvel Legends. He could probably fit with the Star Wars figures as well, the Star Wars Black Series. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so now in closing, on this figure, on this review, I have to say the price point of this figure, if you're looking for a good Wolverine to put on the shelf, to put in a couple poses that you can get him into with the limited articulation, this is worth the price of admission that you get from this. Hasbro did a great job. The way they did the claws, yeah, a lot of people might not like the heated claws. It doesn't bother me. Yeah, but they did a great job because they're not all bent and, you know, one's going this way, one's going this way, the others are going this way or whatever. They're actually symmetrical, the way they're supposed to be. And that is what makes a good Wolverine figure, along with the articulation. You have to have the articulation there for this guy to be able to do the things that Wolverine does. Wolverine's not just a guy who slashes and cuts. He is also, like I said, a martial artist. He's trained in sword fighting. He's a well-rounded character. He's a vicious character. He is an unforgiving character. And am I saying that they take away because of the articulation not being there? A little bit. A little bit. Am I condemning them for that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This, in my opinion, has to be one of the best Wolverine figures out there. Now, as far as the waist articulation and the leg articulation here, could have been done a little bit better? Absolutely. Is that going to be the end all? No, because I have him and he's good and I like him, and yeah, he's worth putting on my shelf. I mean, don't have a good Wolverine figure until now. And this figure is definitely, like I said, worth the price of admission. He's reasonable. Yes, he is. Now, with that being said, as far as this guy doing anything crazy, well, you know, he could have had a little bit better articulation in the legs, and like I said, maybe a little bit of an upper torso there, kind of like a Spider-Man, right? You want him to get him into those deep poses and stuff like that, which I had a hard time, and I do apologize, on screen trying to pose him. He will pose. It takes time to do the posing. I'm not able to do it on camera. Not like I did with Goku Black. Goku Black, no matter how I moved him, he just fell right into place. This guy here takes a little bit of time. Got to do it off camera, so that's why I had to break it up for you guys. So with that being said, guys, please like, subscribe, share, and as always, leave a comment down below. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on anything that I am putting up. And also, I hope you guys are having a great week out there. A great week. Sorry for smacking the camera around and having a little bit of a hard time as far as getting this guy into poses. I'm not the greatest poser on camera, but I do my best. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you to all the new subscribers, like I said before, and I'll say it again, and to all the existing subscribers who have stayed here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you continue watching these videos, because I'm having a blast doing them. And as always, I'll catch you on the flippity flip.